What's up everyone, welcome back one more time. You know the deal, we play Gladiator in this channel too. Yes, this is a special event that Magic Arena has for a couple of days in which we can play with 100 cards deck singleton, pretty much like Historic Brawl but without Commander. So you have here the event, you can use any card in Arena even if you don't have it in your collection, so I think it's super cool. Gladiator is very fun. I hope that it becomes an actual format that we can play regularly in a queue, in Arena someday. We are going to play with Goblins, because one thing that I learned about Gladiator is that if you don't have a deck prepared to use in the event, you can just take your Historic Brawl deck and remove the commander, but you cannot do that with any commander deck or any Historic Brawl deck. You just have to do it with a deck that is not too reliable or too dependent on the commander. And Goblins is perfect for that, because even though this is my Krenko deck, it's going to work really well without Krenko. So that's the deal. We're going to play some Gladiator. So, notes about Gladiator. You see that we are playing best of 3. I don't know why the event is best of 3, but we are not using sideboard. People are normally not sideboarding here, but you could actually include a sideboard for the 3 games. Another thing is that you don't have a commander identity colors, so you can run any color that you want. You don't have any restriction. You can make any mana base work. Another thing, if you're going to reuse a Historic Brawl deck, make sure you take out Arcane Signet and Command Tower, because those only work when you have a commander, otherwise they are useless. They don't tap for any mana of any color. And that is it. Other than that, this is my Goblins deck, and we are going to take it for a spin in Gladiator, trying to win a cosmetic and some experience points, and just learning another format, learning other metagames. Just having fun. Goblins are fun. We have started fast and furious, but our opponent is also doing crazy things. They are on apparently a mono green build, and we are going to discard these 2 lands because we have more lands than what we need. Alright, those are good draws. I mean, Esika's Chariot, pretty darn good. We can maybe, well, of course we can kill the Paradise Druid. Could also kill one of the cats. I think we just go to attacks, trade with a cat, just to get the treasure. Alright, opponent blocks with the 2 cats. We will let this go, trade with 1. I think it's a fair trade. Maybe we can also take care of the other cat with Lightning Strike, prevent them from going too wild with an Esika's Chariot. Kill here the Paradise Druid. And could go Pyre of Heroes, hold up Lightning Strike, but I think we can pass. So even though they look very similar, they are different formats with Historic Brawl, and things that work in Historic Brawl normally won't work as easily in Gladiator. Just because in Historic Brawl you build around a commander so much. Let's kill the cat. I don't want them to play the use, screw the chariot, copy the cat. Alright. So they cannot use the chariot right now. Fable of the Mirror Breaker here for us, and I think we have a very nice setup here, because think about what we can assemble. We can assemble Reflections of Kiki with a Pyre of Heroes in a way that we can copy a creature, sack it to the Pyre of Heroes before we have to sack the copy. Because also the Reflections of Kiki Jiki makes a token copy of any creature, but that copy will... Oh, opponent with a Renan 7. But the copy will still have the mana value, so we can still use the Pyre of Heroes pretty efficiently. Alright, Opponent now has the perfect setup because Ren and 7 with the Seeker's Chariot is kind of bonkers. They can crew the chariot, copy the tree folk every turn, basically. Yes, I don't know. Our setup is good, but I don't know if we can overcome this. Another land. Alright, so we might as well try this one, right? Like, we can go copy the Pretender. The Pretender triggers. We can put a counter on the original, and then we sack it. No need to attack. We can sack it to the Pyre of Heroes, and we actually grow our board. This might be working. What do we need here? What do we need? Krenko could be good. Only Veteran, but we wouldn't have enough goblins. I think we have to start by putting the most presence in the board. Maybe Green Leader is good. Or maybe the Beetleback Chief. Trash Master requires other because we can do this every turn. So I think this one we set up. Maybe get one chump blocker, a couple of chump blockers, so we don't die. Grow the Pretender even more. Grow the Pretender in a way that we can even eat some of these big creatures. And hold up Chaos Warp. Oh, this setup is nice. This setup is quite nice. And now Reflection triggers and we don't have to sack anything. And we can do this every turn. This is actually working. So long they don't have removal. This is working. Okay, opponent Ren and 7 triggers. Gets a land, some things to the graveyard. I mean, they can put a lot of power in the board every turn, but... oh, well, we can get them here, because we can kill or Chaos Warp the token before it mutates. So we essentially cancel the mutation. As long as we continue to keep the Pyre of Heroes and the reflections of Kiki-Jiki, we are set up. Let's hope they don't spin into something good. Because Chaos Warp sometimes can be a little betraying, if you know what I mean. And versus Mono Green, it's... ooh, only a land. Alright, only a land. So now our Pretender trades with a Tree Folk, but we don't have to do that. We just... chump. Oh, Silverback Elder. Alright. Another big creature. There's a Volley Veteran. Oh, this is good. Volley Veteran can kill a Silverback Elder. Let's see, how do we do it? I think I need to double ping the Elder. I think I have to do it this way. There might be a more efficient combination. The Elder just kills our Pyre of Heroes. Because now what we can do is we do the same thing. We are going to copy, in this case, the Volley Veteran. Copy the Veteran. Resolves. Grow the Pretender. Shoot down the Elder one more time. Yeah! Alright, and then we can Pyre of Heroes sack the Volley Veteran. No need to attack with it. And go look for a 5-drop. Ooh. Yeah, and we just have the Siege Gang Commander. He's actually very nice because he's going to create 3 more goblins, grow the Pretender even more. And we are just cruising through this game. 12 Pretender, and I think we have to pressure them. No, we have to pressure Ren and 7. See if they want to trade with something, or if they want to chump with something. Maybe they can trade with the whole board if they wanted. They could crew the chariots just to chump. Oh wow! Can they grow the ooze? No mana, right? Alright, so we will trade 1 Pretender for your 3 best creatures here. Alright. So then we can, probably next turn we can sacrifice this, make a copy of the Siege Gang Commander, get 3 more tokens, and sack the Siege Gang Commander to Pyre of Heroes to go look for a 6-drop. And do you know what 6-drop the Goblins usually run? Think about a 6-drop for Goblins. Think about what is that? What is that? Jumpstart Goblins? What Goblin came in Jumpstart that it's a little broken? Well, opponent doing cool stuff, playing their mono green. I can see that, and I truly appreciate a mono green deck playing their big haymakers, but you know what I mean. We can go search for a certain 6-drop. It's going to come with some friends and just win the game for us, most likely. Who knew? Reflections of Kiki Jiki with Pyre of Heroes was so good. Opponent crews the Seaga's Chariot, dares to attack with the Seaga's Chariot to make another 7/7. I'm thinking I'm even going to... We are so ahead in setup that we could even kill the Chariot here, throwing the Veteran and the Beetleback in front. I don't think this matters. And then, well, Creator Maker, not so good in this situation, but we could destroy any random artifact that they could find. So, we can do our thing. And our thing is, let's first play the Creator Maker. Our thing is to copy the Siege Gang Commander, get 3 more tokens, and then sack the Siege Gang Commander to the Pyre of Heroes. And who's coming? Yay, it's Muxus, baby! Well, what did Muxus find? I mean, that's low running for Muxus. Those are... Well, no, we have Pashalik Mons. Alright, never mind. We are going to ping our opponent out of the game. And we even have a Matron on top of our deck, so I think we have to pass here. Next turn is going to be crazy. Alright, no need to do anything else. No rush to close this game. Next turn we can win, because if we get to play Matron, Tutor, we can do what we did in the other video. In the last time we played with Goblins, we used Matron to tutor for Skier Prospector, put Skier Prospector, and just we have infinite mana. And with infinite mana, we can copy Matrons, go search for something else, and win the game. Win the game we will. Yeah, there's no coming back from here. Opponent triggers the Ababru Caretaker. Going to put 2 counters on the Mammoth. And let's win this game. Alright, so first order of business, tap 3 mana. We're not going to use the Castle Embereth, that is another win con, because we can pump the team later. We cast the Matron. Matron allows us to search for another Goblin, put it in our hand. The thing that we are going to tutor for is a certain 1/1 for 1 that transforms our entire board in red mana. which is Skier Prospector. Then we play the Skier Prospector. And we use Reflections of Kiki-Jiki to copy the matron. The matron triggers one more time, this time allowing us to find a creature that can allow us to close the game. And I think we have a couple of possibilities and options, but the most obvious one would be a Haste Enabler. And if we're going to take a Haste Enabler, we should take the best Haste Enabler, because it's also a Lord, which is Goblin Chieftain. What we can do here is we can auto-pay for Goblin Chieftain. And, well, now we can sack Reflections of Kiki, because we're not going to use it anymore. We are planning on winning the game right now, so Reflections of Kiki is no longer needed. This triggers Specialic Mons, going to ping the opponent again every time we sack the board. And we could, I mean, we can win the game in several ways. We could sacrifice our entire board and win, but I just want to just do more things. Sacrifice, I sacrificed the Goblin Matron. This will allow us to tutor for something else. Ping the opponent 3 more times. This is Goblins. You can win in so many different ways. Allows us to... Why am I supposed to just tutor for a 1-drop? I don't understand. Didn't I sacrifice Goblin Matron to the Pyre of Heroes? I am positive I sacrificed the Goblin Matron, but it could be that I ordered the triggers incorrectly and I sacrificed a token to the Pyre of Heroes. Never mind, that's okay. We were just going to go look for Krenko. Krenko, play Krenko, activate Krenko, make 1,000,000 more goblins and attack for the win. We're going to win regardless. Because we had 2 things. We had to sacrifice a goblin to make mana, and we had to sacrifice a matron to the Pyre of Heroes. So, even though I was sure I sacrificed the matron to the Pyre, looks like it was not the case. And this is lethal. Opponent blocks. Activates Bonder's Enclave, going to draw that sweet, sweet, sweet last card before dying to a swarm of Gabos. Yay! Our first victory in Gladiator! Alright, so we will go to the next game. No need to sideboard, because we don't have a sideboard. We are hardcore historic role players. We never sideboard. But if you want to throw in a sideboard to your deck, you are allowed to do that. From the games I played in Gladiator, probably no one is sideboarding, so that's alright. Now, opponent will go first. This is best of 3, remember? I mean, wow. This is a very good hand if we draw the second land, right? Oh, I'm so greedy. I'm supposed to keep this. We have the Pyre of Heroes again. Skier Prospector is crazy. We even have ways to make multiple goblins. If we get to Chandra, that is more card draw. We have a removal for an annoying mana dork. We have play with fire and lightning strike. So this is a perfect hand if we draw a land in 2 turns. Keep. This is a keep. This is a keepable hand. Alright, no land in the first draw, but we can do it. We can do it. Next turn, we're going to have the land. We are gamers. We are not going to fail. Opponent, Leafkin Druid, I would definitely love to kill your Leafkin. No! God. Why did I keep? I have to kill the Leafkin. Alright, we kill the Leafkin, we draw the second red source. And we go from there. 2 more lands from the top into Chandra, right? They play a 2 toughness creature for our play with fire, and we draw a mountain. Or High Troll, we draw a 4-drop, which is essentially opposite to a land. Well, okay, we just want to give our opponent the opportunity to play the third game. Questing missed. Okay. Alright. So now we draw the land, right? Alright, yeah. Well, this serves as a lesson that you keep those hands, but you need to be more lucky than me. I would keep that hand 10 out of 10 times on the draw. Alright, we will go first, and let's hope that we can close this game. Another one lander? Well, I've learned my lesson here, and I will mulligan. Beware that mulligans in Gladiator take you to 6, and not... Actually, I'm going to keep the Vanquisher's Banner. What I don't need from this hand is the Goro Goro. Vanquisher's Banner is our way to undo the mulligan and outvalue our opponent if we get to that. And we have a Mind Stone, so... And I keep the one lander at 6. I'm not going to go to 5, not at all. So hopefully we can find the land from the top. So we learned the lesson to go from 7 to 6. But I'm not going to go to 5. Because this hand, once again, is crazy if we draw the next land. Because take a look at this. We can Mind Stone into... Oh, yes, there's a mountain. Alright, so this should be really good. We could go Mind Stone here. Next turn, check this out. We can play the Legion War Boss, give it haste, and start creating the creatures and attacking for 5. Llanowar Loam Speaker. Oh, it's even better if we have Fable. Alright, change of plans. We're going to go Fable of the Mirror Breaker first. We can give haste to the token and immediately get a treasure. I like that very much. Then we can throw away something with Fable, try to loot, find more lands to get to this Vanquisher's Banner, because if we do, not only our creatures will be bigger, but we need the sweet card. Our opponent launches a Visionary missing a land drop. And now I actually don't think I loot anything. I can go land, and if I play the banner here, I can attack with the token, with the Goblin token, without any consequence, and set up really good for a Legion Warboss next turn. So go Goblin. I'm not going to trade the Motivator, although opponents should never block there, because they require the mana. But Motivator for us is actually perfect. Any Goblin from the top of our deck with haste can be deadly. Opponents stack on 2 lands. Oh, and next turn we can have Fable copy something. If we give it haste, we have to decide. What do we give haste? To the War Boss or to the Fable? Opponent casting a Paradise Druid. They are trying to make their mana base work, but poor opponent stack on 2 lands. So we draw, flip the Fable, play the Mountain, play the War Boss, draw a card. Yes. So in this game we have been able to assemble very nice synergies, and everything is around artifacts and the reflections of Kiki, haste enabling. Goblins is such a cool tribe. Coolest tribe of all time. There we go, and now we attack with haste with almost the full team. Mentor. Put a counter on the 2/2. Depending on how they block, we could use the Lightning Strike to blow them out. Wow, opponent taking it all. Taking it all. And you know what? We're going to kill the Loam Speaker. Set them back 1 mana source. 1 more mana source. This could have gone face, but the pressure is real right now. Opponent plays Aronas, and all she wrote. We're going to win this. I hope you enjoyed Gladiator. It's just different format. We win. Different format. Very slightly different from Historic Brawl, but you should try it. You can go into Magic Arena right now and play with any deck that you want, any card that you want. You don't need to have the card in your collection. Hope you enjoyed this exhibition with the Goblins. You can play with this deck, have fun with it. If you do and you enjoy it, please consider subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment, leaving a like. We will see each other on our next video. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day and a great, perfect weekend too.